Hello guys, it's Ryan Ho back with another video. Today I want to talk about the best Dekoni replacement pads for your Audiotechnica M50 or M50X. So today we have 5 pads on the table and we're going to go through each one and pick out the best one. And here is the Audiotechnica M50, and these are actually my friend's headphone, and they're really old and they're kind of beat up, as you can see, like the headband's falling apart. The pads themselves are also falling apart. Like you can see the back of this pad is just like falling apart, right? And so today I'm gonna find the best pad, and then I'm gonna give him whichever one is the winner of this shootout right here, and kind of replace this pad for him, and so he can have, a nice functioning headphone again. And of course, I want to thank Dekoni Audio for sending out these pads to let me review and making this video possible. And the reason why I like Dekoni pads is that they just kind of improve the comfort of your headphones because they're made of this nice memory foam, right? So let's talk about which one's the best one. And as always, please like and subscribe down below. Helps my videos out. And yeah, let's get into choosing the best one for your headphone. All right, so we have all the pads on the table. This is the original M50 pad. And then over here we have the 5 Dekoni pads, right? So on the very left, we have the Choice Suede pad. Then we have the Choice Leather pad. And then we have the Elite Sheepskin pad. And then we have the Choice Hybrid. And then we have the Elite Velour on the very right. So we're gonna go down the line and kind of explain how each one changes the sound. I have already placed the bassiest one on the left and then the least bassy pad on the right. And we're gonna go down the line and see which one is the best one. The first thing to show is that the stock pad is actually really thin, right? So you compare the stock pad to, let's say, this velour pad, you can see how it's compressed really hard over time, and it's really not that comfortable because it's so smashed. All right, so the first pad we're gonna talk about is this velour pad. So this velour pad, in my opinion, is just way too bassy, honestly. Like the bass is just so strong on this that like I don't think it's balanced at all, and the treble is not much. And I really just think this is a bass heads kind of pad. So if you really like bass and not much treble, then you would pick this pad. But not very impressive in my opinion. So the next pad we have is the Choice Leather. Now this one is actually, in my opinion, this is a lot better than the Choice Suede pad because it has a little bit, more balance space and a little bit more treble, but in my opinion, there's still not enough treble, and it's definitely recessed, and to me, it's just an improvement, but it's still not exactly where I want it, but it is a marked improvement from the prior one, right? Then we have the kind of Elite Sheepskin, which is very similar to the Choice Leather. Honestly, they're very, very close. I actually thought this one had a little bit better kind of emphasis in the treble region, so I thought it sounded a little bit better. But then, the two are not really that different in kind of structure. Obviously, you can see this one has a little bit more creases on the Choice, versus this one is a little bit more smoother on the Elite. But the sound is very similar. But I do think that this one edges out just a little bit. And I do find these both really comfortable with, the kind of leather exterior. Of course, the suede is actually really comfortable. I really like the material that it's made of, and it feels really nice. But, the sound of this one isn't as good. But, we have the best of both worlds in the Hybrid Choice pad. And this pad actually has the suede, as you can see right here. And then it has a leather, so you get both of them, like I said, right? And this actually changes the sound for the better. In fact, I do think this is the best pad on the table, and I think this is the best by, there's not really a contest at all. This is the best pad because this gets you kind of very close to the stock sound of the M50s. So how does this pad sound? So I'd say the bass is very similar to stock. You get a little bit mid-bass emphasis with the sub-bass being a little bit lower, but definitely you can hear the sub-bass on this as well. The mids have this kind of carved out between kind of the bass and the mids to kind of prevent it from being bloated. So you use a little bit of mid recession, but that's kind of what you get with the stock as well. So it really kind of follows that tuning pretty closely. And then the treble on this is absolutely amazing. Like you get all that treble detail that you need, and you get in the bass Audiotechnica pads, and it's a lot better than the other ones I have reviewed, the leather ones right here. And I think it really gets you all that detail and all that bass without sounding muddy. And it really is that amazing. And like I said, I think this is the clear winner of the pads on the table. Now, moving on to our last option, which is velour pad. And this velour pad really kind of loses all the bass. I think the leather really keeps in the bass. And this one, you kind of just lose all your bass. The bass sounds pretty much like neutral or flat bass. It's not very exciting, and it's not really kind of stock frequency of the M50, but I do know that people actually like having flat bass, and if you're looking for that, then this has it. And the treble is just a little bit more emphasized than the hybrid pad, but I think the treble is really good, and the mid-range treble is pretty good. So when you listen to like male, female vocalists, this would be a pretty good choice if you don't really care about bass. And I would say maybe this would be the second best pad on the table if you didn't care about bass. But if you cared about bass, then I think the second best pad on the table really is this Elite Sheepskin. I think this one will, get you a little bit bassier experience without all that extra treble if you think the stock treble of the M50 is too much. But yeah, I think that is my choice for the M50 headphone. I think this headphone is pretty good. I think a lot of people sleep on this headphone, and I think this, this driver is also really cool because they have angle drivers on the studio headphone, which is not really that common, honestly. Like a lot of studio headphones don't have this. It really helps with the imaging, in my opinion. And so that's something I kind of like about the M50 as well, and a good reason why people should still listen to it. The thing I like about the Dekoni pad is actually, how kind of nice and squishy and memory foamy it is on the inside. Like if you squish on it, you can see how it kind of rebounds slowly, right? And it's just very comfortable while it sits on your head. And it's, you don't feel in that uncomfort from having like a hard pad. It's nice and soft on your skin. And because it's hybrid pad right here too, it kind of gives it a little bit more airiness, and your ears get less hot than a fully leather pad as well. So all the reasons why I think this hybrid pad is actually really good as well. So in conclusion, just get the hybrid pads. They're the best one by a mile on this table. And I think this is my biggest recommendation. It's pretty much an easy choice. There's nothing much to think about. And yeah, anyways, please like and subscribe down below. Helps my videos out. And if you guys want to see more headphone and amps reviews and DAC reviews here, you should definitely subscribe so you don't miss out on that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.